Cheers, everybody. Welcome to another music review. Now, this one, it's going to be quite hard for me to do this one because it's my first review of an album from my favourite band. A band what means the most to me. And the fans of this band know everything about the band. They really do. They know everything. They know everything about the lyrics. They know about all the drums Neil uses, most probably, all the guitar strings Alex uses, and all his guitar collection. And, they know everything. They know everything about this band. So I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend that I know everything about this band, because I don't. I don't. But I've been absolutely besotted with the music of Geddy, Neil, and Alex since I was in my teenage years. So I'm just gonna tell you what songs resonate with me and what their music means, basically. The album we're reviewing is Rush Signals, one of my favourite covers of all time. I love that album cover. I did have the T-shirt, but years ago, but my wife chucked it out. I've got a habit of keeping things with holes in and stuff, So this is not the remastered version. This is a really knackered CD, which has been played to death. It really has. There we go. Just lyrics. That's all it is. Lyrics, and on the back, of course, you got the map. So, when I first came across Rush when I was at school, I was heavily into me rock and metal at school, and I think I was looking for something a little bit different, and I came across them by accident. A friend of mine who I used to go to the record shop on a Saturday, buy records with and stuff. I got to know him through him. Basically, he was a little bit more advanced with his knowledge of music than me at the time. And I remember going into his bedroom before we were going to go into the town centre and that, and he showed me this album he bought. It's called 2112 by a Canadian band called Rush. And I looked on the back of it. This was because it's progressive rock was beyond me at the time as well. And I just saw the picture of these three guys on the back wearing kimonos, and one of them had a handlebar moustache. And I thought, oh, these look a bit geeky, a bit weird, So he goes, well, I'll tell you what, I'll put it on, see what you think. I said, yeah, okay, stick it on. Got time to kill, like you do. So he put side one on, 2112. Lyrically, I didn't get it, okay, until years later. So I started reading Ayn Rand and that. But he put it on, and what struck me was how great the music was. They sounded a lot bigger than a three-piece. They sounded like a five-piece. They sounded had a second guitarist in there, definitely. And I thought, wow, they sound big, expansive for a three-piece. And one thing I did notice about was the drumming. The drumming was pretty. It was different to what I heard before. So I didn't get it. Okay, I didn't get the album. About a month later, I picked up a copy. I forgot about it, actually. I picked up a copy by accident. Took it home, 2112 this. Stuck it on. First listen, I still didn't get it. And I thought, well, I don't get that. I'll get another one of theirs. So I bought Moving Pictures, and I did get that. Moving Pictures, because it was a little bit different. It was, it didn't have a whole side dedicated to a theme or whatever. Moving Pictures for me was very accessible, and the music was brilliant. I will do a review of that. So then I started to go through all their collection and everything, and started to really become besotted with the music. I mean, I went through all their albums. Their latest album at the time was Holy Fire. I picked that up, and I went through the whole back catalogue. I bought everything. I played everything, and there was times where I did not listen anything but Rush, and this went on for months. I've completely forgot about the rest of my record collection. I was just getting besotted with this band. Because I think I was looking for something different than your normal MTV rock, you know. I was looking for something, you know. Anyway, this album, Signals, is the last one produced by Terry Brown. It was released in 1982. I had to look at that. I've been listening to this for years. 1982 was released. And because I wasn't into them around the time, I reckon this one would have been a bit of a shock to a lot of people when it was first released, because the previous releases were kind of like guitar, keyboards, and they were quite well balanced, you know. This, when people first heard the first track, Subdivisions, must have thought, what the fuck are they come up with here? Because it's just keyboards with a really good, slightly kind of like background guitar solo, but it suits it. So, I'll talk through my experiences of these songs, because I know there's Rush fans out there who, you know everything. So the first song is Subdivisions, and it's all about, you know, not fitting in. You know, there's a line in it: conform or be cast out, and that was like the guy, you know, at school, at class, who never fitted in with anybody. You know, he's a bit of a loner. He did his own thing. He was never cool. He was never. I don't know if this was autobiographical from Neil Peart, because Neil Peart did all the lyrics. I'm not too sure. But the thing what I liked about this song, as it grew on me, because the first time I listened to it, I kind of like dismissed it in a way because of the keyboards and everything. But I kind of like listened to it over the years. And the thing what I love about this song is the drumming. I absolutely love the drumming. The drumming shines. Like with a lot of Rush songs, the drumming in Subdivisions especially does kind of like shine through, and I end up air drumming like a lot of people do to it. But it is a fantastic song. I absolutely love it. It's a grower. It really is. I mean, Rush is one of them bands which, when you first hear them, you either, you know, if you don't put time aside to get into them, you just dismiss them. Some people do. But for me, I was so engrossed with this band that I needed to get into their music. So Subdivisions, first song, fantastic. It really is brilliant. Then we go on to the Analog Kid, which again, you know, is it's brilliant. It's just, you know, everything's so keyboardy. Everything's kind of like, this was the beginning of the 80s era of Rush, where the keyboards started to take over everything, and they started to experiment with different producers. But the Analog Kid, again, is fantastic. It's a brilliant song. Then we go to Chemistry. You know, the keyboards sound a little bit primitive now, but at the time, you know, it would have been pretty modern stuff, you know. And again, Chemistry, fantastic. So I'm going to say every song's fantastic on this. I'm going to say next one's Digital Man. It's fantastic. Next one is The Weapon. I absolutely love The Weapon, especially on Grace Under Pressure live. It's brilliant. And one of my favourite Alex Lifeson guitar solos is in The Weapon. Brilliant. Next one, New World Man. I absolutely love New World Man. There's a little bit of reggae in it and everything. Brilliant. Great bass line as well in that New World Man. Absolutely love it. Then we go to Losing It with Ben Mink. Brilliant. Violins. Absolutely love it. Brilliant. It's about, obviously, it's about losing it. It's about losing your ability, say, to play the drums or whatever. They put it on the R40 tour, the final tour they did. I think they included it because of Neil's ability was Neil felt his ability on the drums was wavering. So they thought, well, let's put it in. It's quite significant. And the last song is Countdown, which is their story of when they visited Cape Canaveral and watching the space shuttle launch. Again, great hooky guitar riff in that. So I've quickly whizzed through them because for me, this album is flawless. This album is a moment in time for the band where things were changing. I think, they had a choice of what route to go to. MTV wanted a white snake, most probably, singing about girls and everything. But Rush isn't that type of band, is it? They're a thinking man's band. And the influence of the Police, definitely. New Wave, Talking Heads, it's in there for me. Lyrically, it's brilliant, just as ever. Thought-provoking, yes. And for me, it's still a remarkable, remarkable album. One of my favourite Rush releases of all time. There's a handful of Rush albums which I think are essential. This is one of them. Some people might not get it, but Rush has always been a Marmite band. Geddy's voice has been an acquired taste for sure. But I can tell you something, the musicianship is some of the best musicianship you will ever hear from any band, any free piece. The musicianship is brilliant. So, a point in time, an interesting point in time from a band which people might say, well, they've got a bit of an identity crisis at the time. They didn't know which way to go, but they knew really. So for me, Rush, Signals, flawless, brilliant, love it. Pick one up. Thank you very much for watching this one. Please subscribe, put them in the comments. Whew. Cheers.